Hello everybody and welcome to the D2CL Chinese group stages where we have EHOME going up against LGD. Sorry for the delay, we had a few issues here, but everything is all ready and set to go right now. Let's head straight into the draft because I know you guys have been waiting for that and we can get this show started. Welcome. I can also welcome in Scant, my co-caster. How are you doing?
I'm doing okay. I'm pretty sure I'm a lot more relaxed than you are
Oh
after
yeah.
having to deal with stream issues first thing in the morning.
Oh yeah. Right. EHOME against LGD, not the game that was initially meant to happen. We were looking at VG versus HGT, but that's been pushed back, so this one has come forward. EHOME picking up a Batrider and AA, banning out the Troll and Axe, while LGD going for the Shadow Fiend and Rubik, taking out the Vengeful Spirit, Sniper and Storm. Now, both of these teams, they've got some old school players. You've got Zhao 8 over in LGD, I can't wait to see what he has in store for us.
Yeah, I just want to say before the cast starts, because there've been users commenting recently talking about casters showing favoritism and stuff like that. I've always said I'm not a fanboy of any team, but I'm a fanboy of MMY, and I'm especially a fanboy of MMY's Rubik. And I have pretty much no doubt at all that he's going to be playing Rubik this game. And I think his Rubik is absolutely excellent. So points to LGD for that. But something interesting about LGD since the Chinese scene has kicked off is, of course, now that they've had roster changes, Zhao's now playing support, whereas beforehand he played mid, he played offlane. He didn't actually play a whole lot of support, but he'll be supporting up with MMY. In fact, yesterday I saw him play a support Lashrak when MMY was playing support Rubik. They were just running around with that combo of lift into Lashrak stun, so maybe they'll go for the combo again.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot more of Leshrac nowadays, but Musica plays it in that core role. We saw yesterday. Who was it? Was it Cdex? It was Cdex that had the Shadow Demon and Leshrac combination, running around, killing people with Disruption, Split Earth, and maxing out that Lightning. But it doesn't seem to be catching on in Europe too much. I think Alliance is the only real European team that's played that, with Pycat on core Leshrac. When EGM was still there, he was playing support, kinda. But I really like that hero. I think it's really, really strong right now, because you can just build up these, tanky stat items, go into team fights and demolish people.
Yeah, so EHOME actually running a Medusa yesterday. So another question I want to ask, I mean, as we start to learn how these teams are playing in the current meta, because we haven't seen them for a long time, is this just going to be how EHOME plays? Are they going to be the team in China that runs Medusa? Before the break, we saw that, I think it was BGod they were doing quite a lot of Medusa out of the Chinese teams, but now we have in Southeast Asia, we've got Rave that does the Medusa. It feels like there's always like this one team in any given scene that does the Medusa pick. So I don't know. Maybe we'll get to see it today.
Who is the green player on eHome? Is that ZYF?
Yes, okay. It's ZYF.
Just had to make sure. Sometimes my brain, has a lapse, but EHOME, Batrider, and AA, they've got that long-range initiation plus the global presence of Ice Blast there to really find pick-offs. So they've got some good pick-off heroes so far, but also great tower defending heroes, which I think is so important nowadays, defending your, especially tier 2 towers. Once AA hits 6 and Batrider's got Blink and maybe 4 staff, it's going to be difficult for LGD to actually push in and break towers, get into the enemy jungle.
Yeah, well, I mean, I sort of agree with you, but at the same time, I want to say we don't have enough information about the draft. EHOME picking up the Earthshaker, which is a hero that we've seen being extremely successful in pretty much every scene at the moment. So definitely a support pick that I can get behind. I mean, it might end up being a core, but we haven't seen a whole lot of that in China, so
I doubt it.
I'd expect it to be a support, but you know who's happy to see a support Earthshaker? MMY is happy to see a support Earthshaker because Rubik's fissures don't even have cast time, so they're even better than Earthshaker's fissures.
Like, Fissure is one of the best spells up there for Rubik to steal. Like, it's almost ultimate level. It's one of those skills that displaces enemies, has damage, a stun, and it can block people off. There are just so many facets to this skill that Rubik loves to have. Because you can block off, the enemy team, telekinesis one guy over the Fissure to bring them back towards your team, and then take them out. Lots of things that Rubik can play around with there.
But the advantage of taking the Earthshaker is if EHOME anticipate that LGD yesterday were running combos like Rubik and Lashrak, Earthshaker is a very good support to react to enemy rotations. So if they think that the Rubik +1 are going to be active around the map looking for kills, then Earthshaker would probably be a very good pick anyway, just to respond to the way they want to play the game.
Yeah, and LGD picking up a Clockwork, just try and close the gap, but also he's pretty damn good against Batrider. If he wants to jump in there, there's Cogs, Battery Assault, Hookshot to counter-initiate. But also finding that pick-off. If you've got some aggressive wards, you can hunt down the AA or ES. And ES cannot do anything in Battery Assault. He's one of the few heroes, that has that the cast point that's high enough for Clockwork just to stand there. Not really care because you can't cast any spells.
Okay, ROTK picking up the Queen of Pain for EHOME now. And Queen of Pain, another hero that we've seen become extremely popular recently. Again, in pretty much every scene. The one interesting change is that a lot of the time these days we see Queen of Pains going in the safe lane. So this is not necessarily a mid. We don't know for sure that they're going to pick a safe lane last. They might be going for mid last and run the Queen of Pain safe lane.
Yeah, it's definitely a possibility. And up against Shadow Fiend, it's so unusual, nowadays, seeing Shadow Fiend actually being a lane dominator. It now takes supports to come in to try and win a lane for heroes like Queen of Pain. Because if you go up with Shadow Strike, you've actually probably got to level it up to level 2 just to make it worth it. Because you try and go up the enemy ramp, throw down Shadow Strike, you're taking 2 hits, you're taking 2 raises, and you end up, getting dealt 3 times the damage that you're actually putting onto the SF, and your harass becomes completely nullified. So we'll see what the ES and AA can do to actually move into mid lane to help out the QoP.
Yeah, the raises just deal so much damage these days. I mean, people talk about how the raises got buffed. The numbers are pretty minor, but when you consider the fact that you've got 3 raises, I think they each got buffed by 25 damage. So that's what, like 75? It's quite a lot when they're already dealing quite a lot. But going back to your points, Earthshaker is going to be a pretty good hero for that as well. If we do see Queen of Pain against Shadow Fiend, Earthshaker is one of the better supports at rotating into mid lane for a gang because he can cast a relevant spell from really far away, so it's difficult for the enemy to react to it.
Oh yeah, definitely. And it's just a case of Queen of Pain getting levels. Because once she's got those nukes under her belt, and if they've kept Shadow Fiend down long enough, they can go and kill him with ease, pretty much. But SF is Radiant side, so he's got the jungle advantage. He can just loop himself back into the medium and large camp. Bring himself a little bit of gold. Ember Spirit banned out, while Lycan is taken out by EHOME. Which Dr. Big from LGD there?
Yeah, and something interesting about this match, by the way, Zhao 8 is now in LGD, ROTK now in EHOME. These are the 2 king drafters of the Chinese scene, pretty much. The leadership figures with the best record. I mean, these are the 2 captains who drafted against each other at TI4's grand finals, right? Then Zhao 8 was playing in Newbie and ROTK was playing in Vichy Gaming, but it's it's if there ever was a chess match of a draft, it's this, right?
I mean, they're very different in player skill wise or mentality wise actually in the game. But yeah, I agree with you. These guys are sort of masterminds when it comes to drafting. When you talk about drafters, maybe in Europe you think of Puppy, you think of PPD, you think of Goblak over in the CIS region, but over in China, RTK and the director. They're the guys you want to go towards.
And it's also obviously going to be interesting to see how the Chinese scene develops this year with these 2 key drafters no longer in the same teams.
Oh wow!
But Lifestealer is a hero that we really don't see much at all.
Well, it's not really that. It's just we actually never see it. I have not seen Lifestealer in a good 6 months or something like that. Like, sure enough in pub games, whatever. But in competitive games, it's been a long time.
I would like to quickly check. I think that I saw, actually, of all teams, I think I might have seen Alliance pick it once recently. But, they're always innovating.
Yeah.
So...
Like, the Lifestealer bomb was this huge thing quite some time ago. Where you'd have Storm, Puck, or Queen of Pain, just a blinking hero that you'd infest into. But now Infest has been changed a little bit. You can still do that, of course. But you can now take control of a creep and play all sorts of funky mind games on people. Not sure how effective it will be in competitive gaming, but the response from LGD is to pick up Naga Siren there. So we're going to be looking at Batrider, AA, Earthshaker, Queen of Pain, and Lifestealer up against the SF, Rubik, Clockwork, Witch Doctor, and Naga. What are these lanes going to pan out being, though?
So just to be clear, Lifestealer's been picked 12 times in this patch, but that's, in a patch where heroes like Vengeful Spirits have been picked 900 times.
Yeah.
And and it's only been picked twice since the start of February, Lifestealer. So that's really little. That said, Nagasaran a really good hero to face up against the Lifestealer. The illusions make it difficult to kill. The net means that you can disable him through rage. Even the sleep, where you could net him and then sleep everyone else and just fight the Lifestealer through his like incredibly long rage. You asked what the lanes are going to be. The big question for LGD is who goes safely and who goes mid, I suppose, because we know it'll be the off lane Clockwork. But both Naga and Shadow Fiend heroes that do farm the mid lane. And I suppose for EHOME, we expect it to be the Queen of Pain mid, don't we? We don't really see Lifestealer going mid.
You'd expect it, yeah. But never quite sure. But it looks like Inflame is picking up that Null Talisman, so he'll be heading towards mid. While over on the Radiant, what do we see? Sylar going for side lane items? Well, maybe. He's going to be the mid laner for LGD.
Yeah, I like that because the Shadow Fiend can farm the jungle really early on this Radiant side. Whereas Nagasaran, even though she farms jungle stacks, she doesn't farm it as early. So she's going to get less value from being close to the jungle on the Radiant side than the Shadow Fiend would.
Well, looking at these lanes, so maybe on the Shadow Fiend mid, MMY on that Rubik like you called very early on in the draft. Yao playing the Clockwork, Sylar on the one-roll Naga, and Zhao 8 playing the Witch Doctor. Over on EHOME, RTK has already placed one of his Observer Wards down, not spotted out. This is one of the few spots where an offlaner can quickly get to and place an Observer without supports actually scouting him out. Lan, going to be playing on the Earthshaker. Now, I always had difficulties with his name, because I've heard people call him Lam, Lanem, but I just copy Slash. He calls him Lam, so I'm gonna stick with that. Inflame on the Queen of Pain heading towards mid. DDC on the Ancient Apparition, and ZFY had to dig deep into my memory bank there for that one. ZFY on the Lifestealer.
ZYF.
ZY. Oh my God, ZYF.
And
No.
And what's even more confusing is that the American cast is all gonna say ZYF.
Yeah. Oh well. I'm British. You
But-
can deal with it.
Yeah, and I come from a former colony, so I'll say ZYF as well.
Let's just keep it consistent. Keep it consistent. So, Inflame, even pulled a couple of tangos. The bounty runes, one apiece as Queen of Pain takes one, Shadow Fiend takes the other. So both mid laners getting their bounty runes up. Salve, this is the battle of regen right now in mid lane. Inflame with pool tangos, a set of his own, maybe, with a Salve and a couple of pool tangos as well. But it looks like Inflame gets the first one. The first last hit, and in fact it's a deny up against the Shadow Fiend, so he's already making his mark on this game. Yao has found himself a little spot. I didn't realize you could actually do this on Radiant. I know there's the dire spot over on the right-hand side, where you can block a full creep wave. It looks like this one's a little less efficient, but he can actually get 2 there, maybe even 3 if he's lucky. But that must be so RNG-based.
This is why players don't always do it on the Radiant side. It's been there for a while, but it doesn't guarantee that you'll get them all, or even, I mean, sometimes you only get 1 or 2 there, as far as I know.
Lamb is invis up, he's going to come around behind, and they're going to find maybe here. Fisher gets thrown out, Inflame trying to right-click through, but look, that is the price you pay going up against a Shadow Fiend who's level 3. The level 2 razors do so much damage. He's probably going to tick over here to Shadow Strike. Yeah, one more tick. He's waiting. The inevitable death actually hits him in the end, but that's First Blood going the way of Queen of Pain. EHOME off to a really good start.
I still think it's pretty heads up from maybe there, even though he did die. Sort of staying calm and noticing that there's no point in panicking and running away, trying to make a kill, because that's the best shot he has of getting value out of that trade.
Okay, he throws out the 2 razors. Unfortunately, he's against the Queen of Pain who blinks away. But he wasn't too far away from surviving. Like, if the Earthshaker didn't actually chase him down, he probably could have salved up, then tangoed and kept his regen going. It was just the fact that the Earthshaker didn't give up. Lamb wanted that kill. He had the bloodthirst. DDC has been stacking and pulling back up on this top lane and hitting level 2. So he's not doing too badly. How's RTK doing? Last hit-wise, 4 for 0, level 2.5. Doing the same as the Clockwork, really. Like, that's very similar, how impactful they're being. Inflame, man. He has got to be really wary about where these razors are landing.
Yeah, and this is the awkward thing, actually. He has gone for that double Shadow Strike build, but what that does is encourage him to run close to Shadow Fiend, and Shadow Fiend's going to be able to abuse that fact and get razors off. That said, maybe he's, because of his early death, doesn't even have his bottle yet, because he started with that Wraith Band. So he's kind of out of mana now. He's got 1 raise, and he's going to have to try to get a lot of value out of this 1 raise, because he really needs that bottle.
Yeah, does he go for the one last hit? Does he try and harass down Inflame? Never quite sure.
Yao at top lane.
Oh, he's blocked up. The Cogs and the Fisher. Here's impending doom. RTK is actually getting into the jungle here. So he's annoying the hell out of MMY. Stopping that pull through, yeah, they're not... oh, they do actually manage it with the range creep heading across, but they'll get the deny down. RTK just trying to steal a few last hits here and there. And what's he getting delivered? Tranquil Boots fully completed.
The role of this lifesteal in this game, I think, is going to be to jump inside the Batrider. Batrider's already a good hero against the Shadow Fiend, but if you have a lifesteal inside you, pretty much any stage in the game, that could be a kill, I think. I'm just not too sure if that plan will work on the Naga once she starts getting some important farm up, because they'd have to kill like exactly within the time of the lasso. And so the question I want to ask early on about EHOME's plan is what they intend to do if Naga does get farmed.
Yeah, I'm not too sure, because looking at the the possible item builds for them, Orchid on the Queen of Pain is probably going to be a necessity here. Up against the Naga, you can jump in with the back Queen of Pain plus the Lifestealer, have a long range Fissure. I think they'll have enough lockdown between Orchid, Fissure, and Lasso to definitely kill the Naga, but that's completely ignoring the rest of LGD. When you've got a hook shot, telekinesis, there's all sorts of distractions and things that are going to change that altercation.
So I would say more likely their plan, which is usually a team's plan against Naga Siren, is to win the game before the Naga Siren gets lots of items. And definitely they've got heroes that could do that. If they get their core items early on, they could make lots of kills and kind of snowball through the mid game.
He's caught out. He's going to try and TP here, and there's no further stun, so he'll manage to get himself away. But he was playing so aggressively there. He literally ran up, saw the two supports, and postured up against them, saying, "Come at me, mid lane, maybe gonna get nuked down here." But Zhao 8 ready with the casks, double raise. Yep, gonna finish off that Batrider. Inflame now might go down as well with the telekinesis back. He's not gonna find maybe the Voodoo Restoration, proving to be that little bit too much. And all of a sudden, EHOME go for this aggressive play on the SF. The two supports are there, ready, just waiting for it to happen. And maybe comes out the victor.
Yeah, I think it's a really good response from those supports. I think they realize that there's no Batrider in their own lane, so they know where he's going, because maybe he's the one who's been abused so far in this game. Just going back to that top lane, something that I noticed a few times already is I think this Earthshaker pick is doing really well against this Clockwork pick, which is something that I didn't think I'd say, but every time Clockwork uses Cog to try escape, it allows the Earthshaker a good angle to fissure block him as well, like in combination with his Cog. So the Clockwork's going to Cog and try and hit one of the Cogs to run out, but it's never going to be the right one that he gets blocked according to. So an interesting interaction between Earthshaker and Clockwork actually. The Clockwork sort of setting up the Earthshaker to block him.
Yeah, what else can he do? It's really difficult for Yao up in this top lane, and it's not like he's a hero that can go back into the jungle. I actually want to check, as long as there's no fights going down on bot lane, MMY is going to scout out the Firefly there from the Batrider, but there are no stacks in the jungle. Usually with an Earthshaker in this kind of game, you see him moving between lanes, finding the stacks over in the larger medium camps, but the Batrider has to rely on lane creeps for now.
Yeah, I think the supports have just generally been more active and involved at the moment. Certainly in the Southeast Asian and Western scene we've been casting a lot. We've been seeing, even, it's not just about the heroes, just no matter what heroes they are, we've seen stacks pretty much every single game.
Yeah.
Supports just making stacks. And there's heroes that can farm stacks on both teams here, so it's definitely a change to not see those stacks early on.
Well, what's the condition where EHOME says, okay, it's time to go? Because it can't be Inflame's Orchid, that's going to come a little bit too late. What's the item that Lifestealer goes after this Midas that indicates the time to fight? Because like you said, the Naga needs to be not fully shut down, but they need to put enough pressure on this Naga that tier 1, tier 2 towers are... Oh, RTK. I thought maybe he would go for the double raise there and possibly find a kill, but he's conserving his mana just for this lane. Because if he knows if he uses double raises there, then the Queen of Pain has an opportunity to jump him.
They've just answered both of our questions, because it's ROTK's Blink they're going to wait for, and just as we were discussing stacks, in the dire side jungle, there were 2 stack attempts. One of them actually failed at the central camp here, but the big stack did successfully get stacked, and RTK is going to farm it right now.
Inflame finding a quick and easy kill down in the Radiant jungle.
And if you just look at that, I don't know if you're watching it, but just look at how the fissure was placed. It does look like we yet again had like the Cog setting up the fissure for the block.
I was watching the Queen of Pain down the bot lane. 2 kills happening at the same time. So what happened up at top? Clockwork just dropped again to these 3 heroes.
Yeah, he got slowed, I think, initially by the lifestealer. Cog to try to get away, got fissure blocked across his Cog, and just died, yeah.
Maybe with a DD rune, Lamb is just standing around the tier 1 tower. He doesn't want to move any further forward because he knows he's just going to get absolutely destroyed by that Shadow Fiend. Now, ZYF. It is ZYF, yeah. I know I'm going to say ZFY at some point and completely screw it up. Sylar trying to dodge the Shadow Strike down against Inflame, but he steals the rune from under the Quap's nose, walks himself away.
And that's a big victory because the Quap has an empty bottle right now, and she really wanted that rune.
So now the Shadow
Not
Fiend...
what you expect. Like the safe lane Naga running all the way to the rune
Yeah.
to beat a Queen of Pain there.
It's kind of odd, but I guess, you know, if you get a bounty rune or even something like a DD, you can go into the jungle, farm up a couple of these creep camps before heading back to
Look at
lane.
this smoke. Shadow Fiend Witch Doctor smoked up, and Shadow Fiend has a haste in his bottle. This could be 2 kills.
They're going on Yao, but Yao gonna place down the cogs pretty damn soon. Yep, catches the Lifestealer inside. Double raises, gonna finish him off. Nope, not even sending out the second raise. Yao cutting it close there. The Fish is gonna do a pretty massive amount of damage to him. But it looks like this is gonna be a clean sweep from LGD. Another kill into Maybe's pocket.
It's a really well-timed smoke from LGD because Shadow Fiend had that haste in his bottle, and if Shadow Fiend has haste and comes to your lane and you didn't know he was on his way, you are gonna die. And that's why I said beforehand, like 2 kills, almost no darts in that situation. But Inflame will put pressure on that mid lane while the SF is missing, so a good response from him. But SF about to TP back. Tower now it's about half HP, but below.
Also, RTK being given time up on this top lane. I just need to check something quickly. An open mic has again disabled itself, but that's back on, guys. I apologize. For those of you in Dota TV, you can now hear us. One of the few things I forgot to actually check while I was panicking this morning, but nevertheless, it's up now. So, almost 10 minutes into the game, we're looking at 2,000 gold up on Sylar. Let's have a look at net worth. I think this is one of the better times, you know, 10 to 12 minutes in, when net worth starts to become a little more relevant than last hits and denies. Because you're starting to see deaths on core heroes, you're starting to see support stacking and, you know, building up the bank for the cause of their own. But before we go over this, the bot lane Lamb is here, ready, smoked up with Inflame. DDC, the little bait on the front line. Sylar, they're going to throw out the song preemptively. He sees DDC, the smoke gets revealed, Inflame can't close the gap, and it looks like he's going to back up.
It's a really fast response time actually, because I think if that fissure happens, Sylar could die before he's able to actually do anything. With all the damage from Chilling Touch and Queen of Pain's burst damage. So
RTK mid. He's got the lasso down onto MMY. Telekinesis is available. I don't know if he can go for it. Sticky Napalm really makes that difficult, but Jow8 finds the return kill onto the Batrider. So that initial blink finds a kill on Rubik, but giving up your life in return, that's not really a worthy trade.
Yeah, and I mean, you really do get the sense that we're watching some top teams here. Like, earlier on when Shadow Fiend tried to make a kill on Quap before he was going to die, Rubik now getting off the lift before he dies, making that return kill. Even at the bot lane right before, we saw Nagasiren popping the sleep almost instantly, definitely ready for a gang. You know, prepared to sleep because she thought maybe they're about to go on her.
Well, DDC has been given a little bit of room down on bot lane to try and get his level 6, but against Sylar, this isn't going to be easy. Sure enough, Naga doesn't really go for ensnare in the one roll. You max out your illusions, get the level 3, 4 Riptide. Like maybe you go and snare at level 9, but it's not something that you commonly see. You know, you go full out farming. You're not really a hero that's expected to make an impact in gangs or team fights, outside of the song, obviously.
So SF has picked up the Yules, so maybe once he's got level 2 ult, we'll see him going for some insta kills with the combo of Yules into Requiem. Is he going to be able to do that to the Lifestealer? We discuss this very often, which people can react to that combo. Can Lifestealer rage before the ulti hits him if he gets Yules and then Requiem?
I'm not sure. Like, I've got this feeling that there's a frame where you can kill the Lifestealer. Oh, we see the last ulti maybe. He's been taken up to the high ground, and this might be his death. He's going to get a kill here, most likely onto the Batrider with the Requiem at close range. Inflame gets hooked on. Yao is now up on the high ground as ZYF. They're just ripping heroes apart. Yao, what do you do? What do you do right now? He's got bottle and TP incoming on the courier. I guess with the Queen of Pain gone, there's no one that can actually go in and kill him.
And the question is, did anyone click on him to see that he didn't have a TP?
I'm going to
see the
assume
Earthshaker
yes.
waiting here, so it's possible that he suspects that the Clockwork's still there and he wants to try and fissure him as he TP. Does this ward show where Yao is? I don't think it does.
No, they can't see him right now, but They can cancel a TP. Yao is now stuck here for a long, long time. RTK gonna come in with a kill. The Golden Doomling trying to scout that. Is Yao actually gonna take last hits here? Okay, Yao is cliff farming. Why not? You're in a position where you can't really do anything. RTK has opened up the route through the trees. Are they gonna leave him?
Yeah, it seems like they've decided because we just cancelled his TP, we're gonna actually waste a lot more time if we just leave him up here. Like, why kill him and give him a free TP to base?
Or you waste hookshot. Like, either way, you know, you're wasting his time, he's not getting levels, he's not ganking people. Or, he wastes hookshot and you know that spell's on cooldown for the next minute or so. RTK, this is so annoying for Yao. Yeah, there you go. Hookshot's gone. So now this might be an opening for EHOME.
And he still needs to run to base. So, I'm just wondering, if that ward doesn't show where Yao was... Oh.
Lasso again, but the good reaction yields there. MMY still going to get taken out as the Ice Blast landing on Yao. Yeah, just about open wounds. Actually went down on a creep there.
When Lamb fissured as the Clockwork started TPing from that cliff, did he hear the TP? Is that how he knew?
I'm assuming so, but I'm not too sure. They saw the courier definitely coming in with a bottle and TP. But I don't know if... Like, they definitely... I checked the fog. They definitely didn't see the TP happening. But maybe he heard it. Maybe he just had that, you know, inner gaming sense. He knew what was going on. Relic...
Well, I just want to say, maybe that's like a reason for viewers at home to play with sound. I know a lot of people play Dota 2 without sound. And
or with music.
Just an example of where it could really matter to be able to have sound.
I think the one defining factor that made me realize, you know, 4 years ago or something, okay, it's time to start, you know, it's time to stop listening to music, time to actually listen to the sound, is when I found out that you can hear observer wards being placed. You can actually hear the clicking noise of the observer being placed. So I was like, okay, well, that's something really important. If I know that there's an observer there without seeing the hero, if it's in my range and I hear it, that's one thing that's worth me not listening to music.
And of course, certain heroes where, like, you know, where the troll goes to Roshan, if any of his allies are on the map and he ulties, then you hear the troll ulti sound.
Dismember and things like that, yeah.
Yeah. Vendetta, you can hear if you're close enough to the Nyx. So sound can really make a big difference. And I'm just looking at this Nagasar, and that's going to be a really fast Radiance.
Oh yeah. Silo with his Radiance. And his team have made plenty of space for him right now. I was going to go over net worth a good couple of minutes ago, but there's been so many altercations and engagements, it's been difficult to actually have a look at that. But we've got 8,000 up on the Shadow Fiend, 7.7k on this Lifestealer. So even with the Midas, you know, he's not really keeping up with the farm rate of the SF.
Yeah, and another interesting thing, if you look at the supports, Witch Doctor with that urn, I don't see an urn on the other side. It looks like Earthshaker's gone for the Tranquil Soul Ring, and it is saving up either for the Midas or the Ags. So, something interesting, I suppose, because I think Urn is actually a really strong item at the moment. Makes a lot of difference in the short fights, even in the longer fights. Counts for a lot of healing.
Yeah, it's a great stat item as well. Down at bot lane, Yao gets silenced up. The Ice Blast is going to land. Will this be enough? Well, if Inflame throws out the Sonic Wave, definitely secured that one.
And we spoke about this before, I think, when I was casting with you, how the Queen of Pain and Ancient Apparition can combine so nicely because of how mobile she is, and his ulti is global. If he hits an ulti and Queen of Pain's nearby, that's usually a kill on just about any hero.
Oh, Sylar, he's TP'd in here. They're going to get lassoed up. Death Ward is placed. I don't know, Sylar can't quite get the song off. With a nuke damage from the Infest, the Lifestealer making short work of that poor little Naga.
And where earlier on I said at the bot lane, Sylar had fast reaction time, sleeping before the gang. Yeah, I think that was a little bit reckless. If he was going to TP and he probably needed to sleep straight away, he didn't have the luxury of waiting to see the Batrider because then the Batrider's already on him.
MMY going to get clipped by the Ice Blast as the gang comes in, maybe with, again, saving Yule. He's used it once, I think, aggressively, but every single other time, defensively against Bat, against Queen of Pain, he's been very quick off the mark with these Blink heroes coming in, then defensively using them.
So, this Lifestealer pick, so far so good. I feel like, so far this game is asking the question, why is Lifestealer not picked? why don't people pick it? Because I feel like it's doing a great job. It's getting farm, it's forcing kills, it's putting pressure, and now it's got that threat of whenever you see Batrider, is there a Lifestealer inside him?
Yeah. But you did ask the question, how do they deal with a Naga when she's got her Radiance? Because now illusions are going to be coming out, and her farm rate is increased massively. But I think most importantly is the lane momentum. She's going to be pushing out this bot lane pretty damn hard. Bot and mid lane are going to be her nesting ground pretty much. She's going to be laying eggs everywhere, making all these little babies. They're spawning, they're destroying creeps, and they're destroying your towers. Now, does Lifestealer have to go for something like a Mjolnir? Because he's going the old school, Chinese build. Face boots, armlet, Sanjin Yasha. Go for a little bit of the race car, tank up. Oh, what have we got here? Maybe Requiem not going to go through as he gets caught out once again by Lamb's Earthshaker.
Well, again, so there's two things to deal with this Naga Siren. The one is that the Radiance is not enough. She needs 2 more items at least. So they might just try and put lots of pressure while she's farming those items. But of course, Naga inherently can fight against that by split pushing and making it hard for you to gang. But the second thing, I think Lifestealer goes for that Abyssal Blade, and then if you have a Abyssal Blade on a Lifestealer plus the Batrider, that kills Naga. If you ever catch the real one with a lasso into Abyssal Blade, that'll be more than enough, I think, to pick her off, even when she is farmed.
Yeah, I guess they've also got the Orchid from the Queen of Pain. Inflamed though, he's getting caught out here. Telekinesis with the cogs, no! That was close. That like you could definitely see the logic behind what was going on there. It's just Yao was that tiny bit out of position. If he was a little bit further back, the cogs push Queen of Pain. They get more damage down onto her, and she probably dies. But Inflame managing to blink out.
Yao still had Hook and Jared also had Witch Doctor ulti, so yeah, if they caught her for a little bit, they would have caught her for a lot and she would have died, I think.
Yeah, Song has been thrown out by that Naga Siren, just stopping the Batrider. Did he actually... No, he didn't use Lansu, so they forced out the Song without actually expending any abilities. He's got his Force Staff now, so he can drag that Naga further back into the fight. Smoke up here from LGD. I don't know if they're feeling the pressure. With a Naga on your team and the fact that the game isn't incredibly one-sided, you're keeping even somewhat with EHOME, I feel like you don't have to do anything drastic. They maybe find a pick off in the jungle, or try and swing things back their way, limit the farm progression of EHOME. But they're in the Roche pit. There's no Radiant Ward spotting this out. They've actually got no idea.
Yeah, and the Dire just planting that Sentry Ward to check beforehand, so I think they know that the Radiants have no idea, and that's why they're just happy to go in. But they don't have the best heroes for taking down Roshan, actually. Lifestealer can only lifesteal Roshan with the open wounds. He can't do it with his natural feast. So it's going to take them a while.
Yeah, they've got no medallion, they've got no real amplification of damage, while we see the old school trade. So we've gone from old school builds to old school trades. A tier 1 Dire Tower falling for the Dire Roshan attempt. Rocket Flare is going to scout them out. Ooh.
Yeah, it's too late to contest, I would say.
Just.
But they'll try to get some more pressure as a result.
Like, if that Rocket Flare was like 3 or 4 seconds earlier, and Roshan was still on about half HP, I think they TP to the tier 2 and they run towards it. Because they've got Hookshot, they've got the gap closers, and they've definitely got the damage to take this fight.
Earthshaker getting really close to his Blink Dagger here. I talked about MMY earlier on, but Lamb is also like a beast of a player. MMY's old teammate from that, legendary DK team. He's been doing really, really well. Look at him, 3, 0, and 4. No deaths on that Earthshaker, and he'll have his dagger soon without having to kill a whole lot of creeps at all. Has he killed... How many creeps has he killed this
13?
game? 13? Yeah.
Yeah. Plenty of gold. A Lifestealer finishes up that Sanjin Yasha. Now, this roaming trio, we've seen the Clockwork, Witch Doctor, and Rubik just moving around trying to find, openings, find kills. Maybe continues to farm. He's got Yule's BKB, so probably looking to go and team fight, but I feel like LGD just have to sit back. They wait for EHOME to come to them. As long as they get their positioning right near a tower, or they've got heroes like Clockwork ready to counteract and throw things out. MMY has stolen Scream of Pain. I was kind of amused by the animation there.
Yeah, I feel like the Naga Siren and Shadow Fiend are both a little bit scarier than the Lifestealer and the Quap. So the plan from LGD is going to be Clockwork or the supports want to protect them against the initiation, and if neither Shadow Fiend or Naga gets burst down at the start of a fight, then the fight starts looking pretty good for them. Also wondered, do you think that they've planned this combo of Naga sleep into Shadow Fiend ulti? Because if you get the timing right, that's also a pretty awesome combo.
That's a good point. I've not seen it. I'm assuming it's a little bit more difficult to time than a Yule's.
Yeah, because the Naga doesn't like instantly wake people up. There's like a small animation where those sleep waves return to her.
But I guess if you're waiting for the full duration of song to end, then it's not that difficult, but still, it's not all in your control. I'm not sure, maybe that's something they've considered. I'm just looking at this minus armor from LGD, and wondering how Lifestealer copes with it. Because his armor isn't great. He's very susceptible to ranged right-click attacks, which is why we always used to see, ranged heroes go up against him. Razor, Lone Druid, just run down the Lifestealer, kite him as much as you can, but we're going to see the Lifestealer bomb now inside the Batrider. Gem up on RTK, so they're scouting out for wards, they're trying to figure out where LGD have vision. DDC is almost dying to illusions up here.
Yeah. Well, he did buy that Midas, and so he's not very tanky at all, but it does mean he'll have his Aghanims around the time he gets level 16, probably. I wonder, is RTK going on Salia?
Looks like they are. They're going to jump out. The Infest popped. Sylar dropping low, but then in comes Yao defending a clock. Oh, no.
Oh.
No. Not quite enough HP to survive through it, and now they're going to find a secondary kill.
Yeah, that was very close to how LGD wanted to respond to pickoffs. I mean, the Clockwork did his job, and the Naga actually got sleep off for like half a second, then died anyway.
And now Lifestealer TP's top is going to go in, and Witch Doctor with a Fisher from Lamb, they'll find that kill. Does MMY... No. Is it Shadow Fiend with a blink? Okay. I thought for a second that maybe Rubik had a blink. Oh, that's really nice. Stolen Rage, but Sonic Wave cares not about your magic immunity. As EHOME find a bunch of kills there.
What? Why did MMY just buy back?
Not entirely sure.
Lamb's asking the same question. He's like...
I don't know.
That's just a rage buyback?
What does he plan to do with it? Because...
He did nothing, right? He just bought back and like started walking somewhere. I mean, that either that's a mistake or rage buyback, or he thought the fight was somehow going to continue.
It's not like there's a hotkey for buyback that you can accidentally press. He must have actually gone and clicked the buyback button.
You can. What I've seen people do sometimes by mistake is if you alt click it to try and tell people I'm dead for this long, I have buyback ready. Sometimes you like don't hit alt correctly or something, and then all of a sudden you bought back.
Okay. Maybe that's a possibility, because he most likely won't be able to do anything with that buyback. Queen of Pain finds the Clockwork Ward down a bot. I was just waiting for this smoke to happen. There's Batrider Illusion scouting them out. MMY still holding onto that smoke, and
Lamb with this Blink Dagger. Wow, if he had vision there, he probably could have gone on all three of them, I think.
These observer wards.
We've spoken a lot about how LGD probably have a plan to come back in this game if they get the right items, but right now the flow of play, look at this, as Batra just catches Naga Siren again. Is she going down again?
There's no song for 2 seconds. It is still on cooldown. Barely, but they found that window.
So the run plays completely against them, and you have to start wondering, are they going to get to those items? Is that even going to happen? Are we going to see Naga get to a second and third item before this game ends?
Well, it looks like she's going into that Manta style with the ultimate all picked up. Could be Lincoln's, but it's most likely Manta. Just get more illusions. It also helps you play up against the Orchid. Lincoln's could be good against the Lasso and Orchid. Oh man, how did they find him in there? Rocket Flare flew over, I guess.
No, they found him because they had a smoke. They smoked across here. Their smoke broke, and they were like, aha. And sure enough, he was waiting there for like the last 2 minutes. I think they might have seen him there once earlier on. That was just like Lamb's hiding spot as Earthshaker.
He's a hermit. He's found his little cave and has made it his own. So let's have a look at the graphs actually. 26 minutes in, EHOME have a 7.5k lead, but that's been taken away from them a little bit by the farm rate of Naga. Like all of the big team fights have gone EHOME's way. All the pickoffs have been theirs. So that's how they've managed to get this lead, by going around and killing heroes. EHOME, they've got a decent split push lineup with Inflame. He's like he's doing now down on the spot lane. Just spam out Scream, maybe throw Sonic Wave onto a hero and find a kill, so that they have to rotate further heroes down to this bot lane and then leave Naga alone up on top.
And RTK does discover this ward over here, which is a very unusual ward, probably placed precisely because it's against the gem. But after that find, I think the Radiants are completely blind.
Sylar.
Up Naga.
Is she just going to solo kill him? Yep, Inflame going to blink away just in time from those Naga illusions. But Ice Blast wasn't needed, no Fisher, no Lifestealer. That was just Queen of Pain or 1v1ing the Naga.
And she didn't even use BKB. I mean, she I mean, if anything is going to tell you whether the game is at, it's the fact that the Queen of Pain can do that without dying.
Now, where are the Lifestealer and Earthshaker going? They're both buying Maelstroms, in fact. Mjolnir is done on the Lifestealer. Lamb, Blink. He's going to find Maybe. I think Maybe knows. Pops the BKB and tries to run around, juking between the trees. Yule's Requiem, not going to be enough. He'll take Lamb down to half HP. Oh, okay, with a dying Requiem. If you're going to do it that way, then maybe you find a kill. But Lifestealer finds the kill first.
Did you say they're both buying Mjolnirs?
Queen of Pain bought a Maelstrom and Lifestealer has a Mjolnir.
Okay. I thought you were talking about Earthshaker and Lifestealer.
No,
like,
sorry, I got
hang on.
caught halfway through my point when I realized they were going to go down onto Maybe.
And MMY's in big trouble.
In Flame, yep. Does not give a damn. Did he just cancel TP there? Like, it doesn't really mean anything, it just looks like he tried to BKB and TP, then was maybe a little bit worried about BKB wearing off and Cogs pushing him, or I don't know. Did they see the hookshot miss at mid? Maybe that's the factor. They did see the hookshot miss, and they were expecting the clockwork just to cancel the TP out.
Well, MMY just picked up that gem, and luckily Zhao had recovered it after he died, so that'll be important. If they had lost their gem, it would be a big disadvantage on a map where they've got no vision, and EHOME have been fully in control of the map for quite a long time now. Better vision, better threat to kill, and I think that LGD are starting to feel a bit crippled. You know, heroes like the Shadow Fiend want to get a few items and start doing things, and he's been forced to react over and over and over again, just playing on the back foot all game long.
Oh, he used the TP to take the gem. Okay. I'm dumb.
Oh, he wanted to steal the gem,
Yeah.
so but he could have just dropped. I guess he doesn't want to drop it, but he doesn't get the gem anyway.
Well,
so
yeah, in this situation where there are cogs and creeps around, so thanks chat. I didn't notice he wanted to steal take the gem away, but if you try and place the TP when there's cogs around, maybe you can't actually find a ground to place it, and things start getting a little bit annoying. Lamb is here with a blink. Lifestealer's inside of him. They're gonna try and get Zhao 8. Lifestealer jumps out and starts hitting away. The gem is dropped, but the Earthshaker is pretty damn low. Another raise gonna hit. Yao dropping low, and those Mjolnir procs definitely ripping through LGD. Self-fuels, but he's already taking damage from the Ice Blast, and EHOME with a 4-for-1 trade. Lamb the only one to fall.
Yep, and again, Sylar had no chance to even use his sleep, not even getting there, and that's what I'm talking about. Sure, he's finished his Manta, but at this stage in the game, he needs to have Radiance, Manta, and at least one, if not two more items to be taking these fights. And I think if EHOME just keep up the momentum and keep on this run, it's going to be extremely difficult for LGD to actually recover.
Well, it's the second rush now for the Dire. Did they give this to the Queen of Pain? The Lifestealer? Looks like the Lifestealer takes it. So he's going to be the one on the front lines. I was just wondering if, the Queen of Pain wanted to take that just in case things go wrong. Because she's pretty squishy.
Yeah, the Lifestealer also might want the space for his Abyssal Blade, so I also thought the Queen of Pain might take it. But he's actually going hard. I see a hard recipe on the courier for Lifestealer.
Oh, wow. Going full tank mode. RTK has his BKB, Blink, Force Staff, double gem. He's got the 2 balls on this Batrider, so he'll be able to see anything coming his way.
You know what? Why the hell not? They haven't exactly had trouble killing Queen of Pain in the time of Batrider and Earthshaker's disables, and what's going to kill Lifestealer once he has a heart? Like, how is he going to die?
Well, the way I saw it was that the Minus Armor from Riptide, the Presence of the Dark Lord, they were going to be his main weaknesses. When you just pump up your EHP like this, those weaknesses are mitigated pretty heavily. So no longer is the Minus Armor being, of course it's still effective, but it's not as effective as it was before. Maybe next he goes for an AC?
They can kill him if they sort of 5v1 him or something, but that's never happened this game. I haven't one time seen the Lifestealer on his own this game. He's always with Earthshaker or Batrider.
And these Naga illusions. Sylar really desperately wants to try and push this momentum back into their favor, but that Mjolnir picked up by the Lifestealer, just clearing through them. Where's DDC heading? He's 800 away from his Aghanim, so he's not too far off that. In Flame, split pushing towards mid. Tier 2 towers being assaulted on both fronts. Omelette never has to be toggled off now. Lifestealer just keeps it on. Oh, he turns it off. But with that heart regen, he doesn't really have to.
Yeah, it's just a good habit, I suppose. And also, if you start taking damage, then it's like a trick to think, oh, I have hearts, I can just leave armlets on.
Yeah.
Once there's something else dealing you damage too. But Yawn may be looking for a kill on DDC here, and I worry that there's going to be a response that's going to kill one of them, but they definitely will kill DDC if they go on him. And now he's quite far off the tower.
Rocket flare, they need vision. They're going to see him meet the creep wave, now they go. Hook shot, yep, maybe you're going to get the double raise down. DDC throws out the ice blast, it's not really going to connect, but they still get the kill. And there's no reaction from EHOME, letting the AA drop there.
Yeah,
Not
if
such
it's
a
on the
big
tower
deal.
they might react, but it's very clever of LGD actually.
Oh, RTK gets the Blink Lasso down, and this Lifestealer with Rage applied doesn't really care about that Song of the Siren, just keeps on hitting. A couple of right clicks, finish off that Rubik.
I think going for the AA is a smart move by LGD, but it also shows how desperate their situation is. Because AA they kind of know is going to be on the other side of the map on his own. So that's a hero they can kill without a return. But the fact that they can only make kills where they're completely sure a support hero is alone, that's telling about the situation they're in.
Yeah, when a kill on a 5-roll AA is this important to you at 34 minutes into the game, when you're scared to go on him when he's near a tower, with two of your strongest heroes, like Naga, you know, she's probably your main hero right now, just ahead of the SF in terms of net worth, but she's all about split pushing. She's not a team fight hero. She's got Manta, Radiance, Boots of Travel. She can turn the game around though if this goes late.
Maybe starting to build towards that butterfly, and I think that's actually a really, really important item at this point. Because Lifestealer doesn't have a MKB, barely even has Space Foot. I guess it could be a 6th item when that Aegis runs out. And Shadow Fiend has BKB as well.
Holy
So
crap.
between BKB and Butterfly and Yules, he could be really difficult to kill actually.
Now, I knew EHOME were ahead. Their gold lead is verging on 20,000. But it's the experience lead that gets me. That's a 35,000 experience lead over LGD right now. What are we looking at hero level wise? Okay, Lifestealer and Queen of Pain are level 23 and 21. The closest is level 18 on the Shadow Fiend. And then the two supports on the Radiant still level 11. So this Lifestealer and Quap, they are leaps and bounds ahead of their counterparts.
Yep, they've just been involved in the right kills at the right times.
And now Yao
Another
tries the
lasso.
cogs onto the Lifestealer, but he gets lassoed back. That's a nice little kill there, but I don't know if it means that much. They can go back up onto high ground. But I guess now that there's no hook shot, there's no counter initiation. Okay, it probably means a lot. I'll take it back. They can go up to high ground with impunity.
I want to see the Naga sleep into SF ulti combo. I feel like they need something dramatic like that. That's actually what LG. Yeah, I don't know. Without a very dramatic fight, it's difficult to see LGD recovering.
Who do they target?
And well, Lifestealer's Aegis just ran out, so if they could kill him, that's a big deal.
Because we were talking about the Yules and Requiem and how I feel like there's a frame where Requiem can hit before BKB can pop, but I'm not sure about Song. Because we always saw, you know, Song of the Siren, Black Hole, where there's a BKB's coming, maybe going to try for the Requiem, but Lifestealer jumps in the creep, dodges it, Ice Blast's going to fly it across. Lifestealer might drop here, in fact, dies to the final Requiem of the Shadow Fiend, but Sylar, he's silenced, hexed, fissured, locked in place. As Yao jumps in with a hook shot, Cogs is up. And DDC, as the Queen of Pain blinks out, so they defend the high ground, they get a couple of big ticket kills. Like, how much gold did they get from that Lifestealer?
I mean, that's ultimately what it took. They had to take that risk and go for the kill, and as we were just discussing it, the combo actually worked there. He used the Lifestealer, blinked in and ultied, and dealt quite a lot of damage to him with it. And as I was saying before, with that BKB and Butterfly, quite difficult for EHOME's lineup to actually burst down the Shadow Fiend, so dealing a lot of damage before he died.
That was a pretty big bonus, though, for LGD. Now that Sylar has Reaver, he's making his way to Heart. Sorry, he's got Heart fully completed. He had the rest on the Courier, which I didn't see. Now he's pretty tanky.
I still feel like the biggest advantage they get from that is mental. I think if EHOME, you know, don't get psychologically affected by the fact that they thought they were unstoppable and got stopped, I still think I put EHOME at a big advantage to push again and just not let Lifestealer get burst down in that way.
Yeah. Well, like Lifestealer jumped in the creep to dodge Requiem, then jumped straight back out, so got hit by... He didn't get hit by the full brunt of it, but he still got damaged by it. But this Naga now, what can she do? What can she do with these illusions? Samantha style, mirror image, you know, you can keep pushing these lanes out. Top lane is all the way back towards the Dire tier 2. Mid lane is towards the river. Oh, they found maybe.
He has buyback in 90 gold. That's so close. That's what he was there for. I'm sure that's why he pushed out to play. He wanted his buyback gold.
Yeah, poor maybe. Well, 79. So what, that gives him about 60 seconds?
Well, look at this. Sila's actually going to go for the tier 2 top, I think. Was he going for DDC?
Oh, he's going to kill DDC. He tries to TP, but that's not the plan. Silo now going to find a nice and easy kill on the AA. The
He actually has to kill the tower too. He has to kill the tower, otherwise Shadow Fiend's not going to be able to buy back.
Well, they're already taking racks. There is no glyph. Yao is dead. And EHOME have breached high ground. Taking the first set of racks with ease, really. Tier 2 does fall up top to Naga. What's stolen by the Rubik? Rage. Shadow Fiend buying back, but remember, this is Shadow Fiend with 18 souls. He does not have his full arsenal here. Maybe sends the Lifestealer up. In fact, he's got 11 souls.
Yeah, because he died in the previous fight and he was busy farming up again when they kill him.
Well, Lifestealer just backing up. They take one set of racks, takes the tier 3 in mid, and they don't really need to push it further right now.
Yeah, and say what you like about the Butterfly, the Lifestealer did build MKB as a 6th item, so Shadow Fiend's going to be just as susceptible to killing as anyone else
Yeah,
when it comes to that Lifestealer.
Roshan respawning in about a minute and 20 seconds. So maybe that's what EHOME wait for now. Just farm the enemy jungle, keep bot lane pushed in. Because, you know, Naga was the saving grace for LGD. With the top and mid lanes, it's super easy to send your illusions down. But with these super creeps, with the fact that they're that little bit tankier, they do a little bit more damage, it's not as easy enough for Naga to actually push this lane out. Especially if there's a Queen of Pain that blinks down, uses a couple of spells on those illusions.
Yeah, I constantly feel like Naga's 1 or 2 items behind where she needs to be doing what she wants to do. And she has got that Diffusal Blade now, so she's starting to look like the Naga you expect to see at this stage in the game, but I mean, look at the Lifestealer, look at the Queen of Pain. Like, the main thing, never mind Naga's build, what you want to see, if you're the team with Naga at 40 minutes into the game, is that she's the richest person in the game.
Yeah. You want to see her with like 30k net worth. You want to see all of the lanes pushed out to here. But it's just not going that way. One thing they do have going for them, though, apart from the Naga, Xiaowei has an Aghanim Scepter. So, you know, he's about 2 levels away from level... Well, he's 2 levels away from level 16. If he can get up there, which I'm not sure he can, the way this game is going, it does take quite a while for a support to build up all of that experience. But level 3 Axe ult against heroes with BKBs that rely on, you know, dodging your magical damage, that physical burst that can just suddenly come out of nowhere, EHOME could get caught by surprise. I'm not even sure they know he has an Aghanims.
There's no reason they should know. I don't think he's shown it. Maybe he's shown it to a ward. I don't think he's shown it to any creeps, but EHOME will go for the next rush. Like and Lifestealer's dropped his armlets, I believe, for the Aegis.
Yeah. And then Chi's gonna go to the Queen of Pain. Does she have slots? She can drop a bottle. I guess she's gonna pop haste, regen up, then sell bottle, jump in there, take the cheese. No? No, I'm completely wrong. RTK, is this yours? Who gets the cheese? Who gets the cheese? Lamb?
Well,
is it Lamb's cheese? Go on, place the ward. Someone take it. Someone has to be hungry. Nobody wants it. No. Okay, it is.
What's that thing that Batrider says? It's not the bat you need to be afraid of. She eats fruits. Or
I have no idea.
Maybe, I don't know. Sometimes when Batrider kills, it says something like that. Like the guy riding the bat is actually a cannibal, I guess, or something.
Nice.
That's what he's saying. He's saying the bat he's riding is vegetarian, but he's not.
The vegetarian bat. Doesn't like insect, just wants to eat some veggies. Shiva's done now on the Bat Rider, Queen of Pain with the Boots of Travel, so maybe the Co-op's job is to stop this Naga. If she does get a little bit too far in, she can stay up on top lane and TP into the fight with the Boots of Travels.
Well, again, Naga's not, I mean, she can keep the lanes pushing, but this is not like the old school PL that keeps the lanes pushing forever. while the real Naga's in base. Those images are gonna run out. And DDC went back to defend, but he doesn't need to be mid, because he can ulti from all the way at base.
Sylar has Song, but he's just waiting for the right moment. If Lifestealer pops his rage, okay, Batrider's going to jump in. They're going to try and find Sylar, but he backs up. Can't quite find it. MMY with the telekinesis back, though. Hook shot onto RTK. He's still got Force Staff available, so he can escape from this. As the Lifestealer chases down and charges towards Maybe. Yeah, we're going to get dropped by the Sonic Wave and a couple of right clicks. Orchid, surely going to pop him there. Yep, Inflame. Cheese up. ZFY, or ZYF even, takes the full Requiem to the face. And Aegis Immortal going to bring him back to the land of the living as Inflame, on a triple kill spree, finds another kill in the back end. GG is called, and EHOME take game number 1.
Something you might not have noticed, which is quite significant in that fight. We saw Jayet using the Witch Doctor with Aghanimus ulti, and Lanham was just waiting. It lasted about 1.5 seconds, and the Upshaker blinked and fissured to stop it. So if he wasn't aware, it's a fast reaction. If he was aware, it's a good plan. Either way, because that Witch Doctor ulti might have been the difference maker.
Yeah, well, thanks everyone for watching. That is game 1 in this 2-game series. So we'll see whether in game 2 LGD can tie it up, or whether EHOME are going to have a 2-0 sweep. Coming up after this series, we have Newbie going up against HGT. It's going to be the second game of day today in the D2CL Chinese group stages. So stay tuned for game number 2.